Hello everybody, and we have all lived to see the mid-September 2025 where we are, and you're looking at right here at the January barometer with these white lines, and that is overlaid over S&P 500 chart. And as you can see, the barometer is pivoting, it's basically topping for a year these days, and it even shows exactly the top at the 17th of September, which is basically the supposed announcement of the rate cuts. It's still not 100%, but it's extremely likely at this point that there are gonna be rate cuts announced. And after that, this barometer basically shows that for the rest of this week, it's gonna be pretty much strong, S&P 500, but the next week starts falling, and then some kind of a shock, some shockingly bad news or something. And the very first week of October and around the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd October, in just 3 days, this January barometer is showing actually 11% correction. But I don't take it like it's not supposed to be this accurate. So I think 90% it's not gonna be this accurate, okay? Let's just take the barometer that is showing us that when should the trend be down and when should the trend be up. Even that has been tremendously correct, as the barometer was showing during the January, like a kind of a drop and then a recovery, which is what happened. Then it was showing quite a nasty drop, which is exactly what happened. Then V-shaped recovery, which is exactly what happens. And now it's showing just what I've just mentioned. But I'm just taking the barometer. I think that 11% is out of the question. I think there is just too many people sidelined. Tom Lee has been arguing for that. Too many fund managers. Fund managers basically went risk off in this drop and basically are buying back on the way up. And retail beat the fund managers this time. I think there's just too many people sideline, and I think that we just won't get to 11% correction. I think there is gonna be 5 to 10% correction around the change of the month, around end of September, start of October, and I'm looking to aggressively actually buy into equities, and I want to buy back my Tesla. I only started buying back right here actually. I announced it publicly in the video right here at 344, I believe. And in that video, I was even saying that Tesla looks like it's going to break even. Little did I know that I will be actually spot on in that prediction. And had I known I will be this correct, of course I would have came back fully to Tesla, because now I'm just hoping that the correction that I see coming around the end of September, start of October, that correction will bring Tesla down to around 350 or so. I would definitely use my cash to buy back, to double down basically my position. The same also altcoin treasury companies. I have already started buying BTOG, which is a Doge. I am very bullish on meme coin treasuries, because I think the whole idea of a treasury companies, I know there are some good arguments of why they should exist, such as that they allow certain jurisdictions such as Japan or some other jurisdictions to, like let's say retirement accounts that are just can't buy crypto, but they can buy stocks. And if they want a crypto exposure, they're gonna buy a a company that is a treasury of crypto. So it used to be MSTR and other copycats, and now it's all spilling into altcoins. The trend, I was showing that in my presentation, the trend is very clear that it's now altcoin treasuries that are in fashion, and this is the trend that is going to persist for quite some time, I believe. It's just hope that the equity bull run will still give some time, because of course if the equity bull run ends, then also these altcoin treasuries will end their bull run. So far, however, I am very bullish, especially on any meme coin treasuries. If you know any, let me know. But I know only BTOG, which is a Doge, and because I think that's basically the next level. It's a bubble. In my opinion, the treasuries are a bubble. You just put altcoins on it, not just altcoins, but anyway, like crypto on the balance sheet. It used to be just Bitcoin, but now it's also altcoins, Ethereum. Mostly just put it on the balance sheet and you see your stock go up. And it's just, I think it's all a bubble. And as they say, the bubbles get much bigger before they collapse. That's what I expect the treasuries, altcoin treasuries, to happen. And I think that the meme coin treasuries will be like the next level of that bubble. So I am very bullish on BTOG. I am in the UPXI as well. I am still around 0 there. Basically, it's still around the same level. So there is still time for all of these things, and I'm really waiting for the correction to add to them. Now, when I look at crypto, the situation is, I think, complex. That's how I see crypto to be. For instance, on Bitcoin, I am out of Bitcoin and I am not looking to go back as of yet. There is also a bear. This is, in my opinion, a death cross, a pink line crossing a yellow. Although we did we actually we retested these lines at the moment of the death cross. That is a very unique pattern. I don't think this has happened ever. I don't remember that. We usually are below when the death cross happens, but we were above in May 2024 when this death cross happened. It was actually 30th of May 2024, and after that we basically just started consolidating and downwards, and then we broke that. It's a bull market support band, and I think such a consolidation like this is going to put lots of people off. And that's what I generally also expect that the markets try to do, is that they try to make sure the least amount of people make money. Also, when I look at a sentiment, of course, there are the sentiment indexes, like the fear and greed index is 52, then the other index is 50, CMC. This is like kind of neutral indexes. It was not, in my opinion, efficiently reset, although we did some fear levels at the end of August. Also, when I look at the X sentiment, for instance, this is 1 million views, guys. There is a bear post with Bitcoin, with 1 million views. But even this bear post is saying that we're still gonna go up. So maybe it's not such a bear post. Maybe it's still bullish actually. However, when you go through the comments, I went through just briefly to the comments, and it's just everybody is just kind of everybody is just kind of salty about it and just disagreeing, and especially about the down part. So I would interpret this that this is not bullish, to me at least, because a very viral bearish post that is massively rejected by its followers. But then I have also these guys, this Ted guy and Wimar.x. I have studied these guys, their track record, for instance, very briefly. I checked mainly inauguration. I wanted to see if they are so good that they are gonna be bearish at the inauguration, right? Well, I was bearish, so it was certainly possible to see and to know that there is likely a correction coming. And well, of course, they were just bullish at the inauguration, one and the other, and especially altcoins bullish. And altcoins, they had tremendous collapse in Q1. 65% Ethereum crash. That's no joke at all. And they're both saying the same thing right now. They're both saying that we are gonna have 104k and the new all-time high in October. So in my opinion, new all-time high again. I disagree. I don't think so. Based on this perspective, I don't see Bitcoin having all-time highs for the rest of this year. Although I would also argue that it's not going to dump so much, question mark. However, I would see that a sideways is the most likely. Again, I've talked about this in the past, but I had just mentioned that I see crypto for Q4 as complex, because altcoins, and especially some altcoins, they don't look bad at all. For instance, Solana, there is not even a sign of any death cross to me. It has not overtaken the all-time high yet. Ethereum did, so they did the same trick as for the Bitcoin, overtaking the all-time highs, and then probably that's just that. So Solana could, well, if it corrects a little bit more, I'm going to actually start buying. Doge, okay, I've just talked about Doge. Doge, in my opinion, is also looking really good. I see no problem. Also, when you look at the others index, which is the like small coins, small altcoins, they look good to me actually. Again, not any death cross. Reclaimed bull market support band, retested it, bounced from it. Also, others dominance, when you check others dominance, again, this is like it's different than in Bitcoin's chart. Like others dominance, this is basically how the smaller coins, their dominance in the market. And sadly, they in Q1, they've lost this super strong parallel channel, the blue, and this trend line. Therefore, they lost it, and I think that they could retest it now. They never retested this trend line back, never, and it's quite a good gains while retesting it. And who knows, maybe they're gonna reclaim that and then test it back as a support, but it's still like a long way towards that trend line. So like others look pretty good to me, but I think I will summarize it because I'm dragging this video too long, guys, so I apologize for that. Also, when I look at total market cap, that doesn't look that good. That doesn't look that good to me, because I think we are gonna have the death cross very soon. But again, it looks still better than Bitcoin. So if I should summarize my expectations, so I am much more open to the 7,000 S&P 500 in Q4 than I've ever been. Even though my research, and the one original research I have done months ago, but also the January Barometer, it's showing we are topping for a year, but I'm much more open to the new all-time highs. I mean, to the 7,000 S&P 500 in Q4 than I've ever been. Also, there is liquidity, looks good. I don't have time to show you. To me, global MQ, for instance, went into new all-time highs. Rate cuts, definitely that's a bullish news, right? People have better, less interest on mortgages. Like there is also lots of other like fundamental good earnings. So I am much more open to the 7K. Even if it doesn't happen, it's gonna happen in Q1 next year. So I will aggressively buy into the S&P 500 in the coming weeks. Actually, I would like to be in 3 weeks from now fully invested in my equity account. I will not even wait for November. That's basically what I'm going to do. You will also see me calling that publicly. When it comes to crypto, I am quite bullish on the altcoin treasury companies and on certain individual coins, probably Solana, probably Doge. If I have to be looking what others, I would have to be checking. Maybe Ondo looks also pretty good. But maybe not, but I'm not that bullish on Bitcoin. I am very uncertain about the total index. If it's gonna make a new all-time high in Q4, I would say that maybe not even, or just marginal. So it's very complex where I see a crypto going in Q4. However, If it consolidates, if it has a good consolidation quarter, couple of months, sideways or down, it's going to invalidate pretty much everybody, and in that will be the most beautiful buys later in Q4 actually.